All right, let's return to the norm. I have three items. The first I feel somewhat agitated about, as you will see. The United Nations Human Rights Council, which is based in Geneva, has just appointed 6 special rapporteurs on subjects ranging from international trafficking on the one hand to freedom of expression on the other. And of the 6 appointees, 5 are men. It is ever thus in the male preference environment of the United Nations. But I want to turn my mind to the Special Rapporteur for Health, because it's tremendously important. The Special Rapporteur for Health has the opportunity to pronounce on any international health issue with power and influence. Now, in this case, the choice was a man from Lithuania, undoubtedly a very able fellow. But when he comes to the end of his tenure, there will have been 3 successive male appointments, nearly 20 years commenting on health issues and focusing naturally and frequently on women's health issues. Now, what sticks in the craw about all of this is that the committee who made the recommendation for the appointment identified a woman of equal merit, a woman who happens to be from the United States. And so you see what happened. Geography trumped gender. Now, you can't imagine the political manipulations behind the scenes, the trade-offs which occurred, which ultimately chose the man, and you can be sure that there wasn't the slightest concern about whether or not a woman should be appointed to so eminent a post. Number 2. At the same time that this is happening, the United Nations is intensely discussing the Sustainable Development Goals that will govern the next 15 years, as the Millennium Development Goals have governed the last 15 years. But just last week, the United Nations released the World Investment Report, which showed that the world would require $2.5 trillion additional dollars annually in order to satisfy the projected Sustainable Development Goals. That's $2.5 trillion over what we will otherwise have available. It isn't a terribly good prognosis for the future of the human condition. And then number 3, as we measure the success or failure of Millennium Development Goals, which end next year, UNESCO just released a report showing that the goal of achieving universal primary education will never be achieved. There are close to 60 million children, mostly girls, still out of school, primarily in Africa, who will never be in school in order to make universal primary education a reality. God, it is maddening. There's so little political vision, so little political leadership, so little sense of urgency and equity, it drives me nuts. Well, I may take the next few days off to recover, so I may not be around next week in order to disgorge the instability of which I'm capable, but I remain, nonetheless, Stephen Lewis.